What is up, everybody? We're back down here on the spillway off the Rio Grande. We're going to be trying to catch some of these carp down here. So I've been seeing a bunch of them already swirling and jumping because we're going to be using corn and bread, mainly bread, to try to get these things. And we're just going to show you how easy it is to take just some regular rods out and catch some carp. The sponsor of today's video is New View Hunting. Check out their gear over on the website. I'm just blown away with some of the quality of their products. And just like this rain jacket, it is just amazing. So definitely check out the video that I do on the review of this. And it comes with pants and everything, just a great option. You know, it's about 50 degrees this morning and I had about a 1.5 mile hike to get down to this spot. And you know, this thing kept me extremely warm. Honestly, it's about time to take this thing off. And this thing is just made really, really good. This thing does have really nice waterproof tape that seals off all the little seams and everything. So it's gonna protect you out there in the rain. Guys, like and subscribe. Let's get into this video. Such a long hike in, I need me some coffee now. It's usually the best part of my morning. For today's video, we're gonna go over just what we're using as rod. So with these carp, I'm just using these simple bass rods. Everybody usually has an ugly stick. So this is like a Walmart special, but these things hold up. These things are like the toughest thing I've ever seen as far as fishing rods go. So that's what we're gonna be using to pull these things in today. We also have another little Abu Garcia rod that we're gonna be throwing as well. Just have that paired up with this Lose Xfinity reel. I took the garbage reel off of this ugly stick because it's just garbage, but you can use any type of reel. I do have a braided line. I think this is like 20-pound braid, so these carp, they do pull quite a bit. I found if I go straight to the hook with the braid, the fish can really see it and it kind of limits the amount of bites you get. So I do have this paired up with about a 17-pound fluorocarbon leader. You can see we have them joined together right there, the braid and the fluoro. And then I got about a 4-foot leader and then down to the split shot. And then we got our little hook right here. So nothing fancy, guys. I've even used bass fishing hooks and EWG hooks and everything like that to catch these carp. I just throw whatever. At the end of the day, if they're just willing to take that bread, that's what matters. And then that's when you're gonna get hooked up pretty good. Let's get this thing baited up and let's get it in the water. Oh, they must be hungry. Oh, another thing before I forget, always bring a net for these carp because they're super strong. I found that out the hard way one too many times. And I end up losing the fish because I can't get it in because of the weight of them, and they break my line off. What we're gonna do is split this down the middle. I'm just gonna ball this up. I want it nice and doughy because that's gonna make it stay on the hook a lot better. Another trick is I like to throw the loaf of bread in the freezer. That way it can get some moisture on it. That way it does hold its shape a little bit better. Turns into a dough ball just a little bit better. All right, so I am gonna make sure my hook is oriented right. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing in the water. All right, so when I cast it out, I'm just gonna let it sit there. Let it sink to the bottom, let it do its thing. Here we go, we got one. Swimming right at me. There. It's pinned right up here in these rocks right now. A bunch of musky. Oh, it's a little catfish. Well, guess you can catch more than carp on this. All right, there we go. Want some bread, didn't you? All right, let's get this little guy back in the water. Step out of the camera, buddy. All right. And he's off. All right, guys, so we use our second piece of bread here, the other half. Literally, we only had to use our first piece of bread. That's not typically how it works down here. Usually I'm throwing probably at least 5-6 pieces of bread and wasting them before I actually get one. But today, we got some catfish. Let's get after them carp. Get this thing balled up here. Get it back on the hook. It actually hooked up really well. He bent the crap out of this hook too. I had to bend it back just now. All right, let's get back after him. With this braided line, it sits on top of the water, kind of like floating fly line does. So you can see it. If you have any slack in your line, if a fish takes it, it'll take all that slack out. So it's just a really good indication. And the whole point of this setup right here, so this split shot will kind of get it down in the water, and then this will float up because bread floats, or somewhat floats. You could add a little corky or something like that. That's what a lot of carp fishermen do, but we're not doing anything fancy today. These fish right here, they pick it up pretty easy. I'm just gonna let a little bit of line out, that way it can sink straight down once it hits. Another option here is you can set the rod down. So we'll sit it down right here. And what I'm going to do is tighten my line up. That way it has a straight pull into the water. And I'm going to watch that rod tip right there. Watch that rod tip for any movement. I'm also going to loosen my drag up. So your drag on your reel, I'm going to loosen it up right here. That lets me know that I can hear it. And if something big, oh, we already have one. I'm gonna tighten my drag. I'm trying to do this slow for you guys. Tighten my drag. It's taking it. Ah, missed it. Well, putting the rod down, I think is probably a better method, because you're not sitting there messing with it. The fish is going to be not as alerted because that bait's moving and stuff. So I think it's a little bit more natural of a presentation if they were just looking at being fed. We'll just be a little quicker next time instead of trying to show you guys. But now you guys get the picture. So you cast it out, you get the line tight, you loosen your drag, test your drag to see how much it's going to be, and then before you set the hook, you really need to tighten that drag down a little bit. All right, let's see if we can get this going now. All right, dropped it straight down. I'm gonna get my rod in position. Loosening my drag. Now I'm just watching for movement on that rod tip. Still messing with it. Yep, we got him. A little catfish again, really? Oh, it's a little carp. Little bitty carp. Little bitty carp. Let's get this dude back. So that method worked a little bit better, where we just let it sit, and let him take it. And then finally I set the hook when I thought he had it just enough. But that's why it was nibbling so much, because it was just a little bitty thing. So it was just pecking at it. So let's get another one out there, see if we can get something bigger. All right, I'm just gonna hold this one, see if we have any better luck that way. Still have tension on him. Kind of letting him do his thing. He's right here just pulling like a tank. See if we can. That's a big fish right here. At least he feels like it. Not too big. He keeps pulling away though. We have this drag pretty good too. Oh. All right. Oh God. Get in there, Carp. Yeah, this one's definitely got some more heft to it than them other ones, for sure. Here we go. Pretty good carp right here. Actually, pretty decent one right here. I'd say this is at least a 5-pounder, 5-6 pounder. All right, let's go get this toad back in the water. Say bye to you too, buddy. All right, that's the one we wanted. That's the bigger one. That's probably about the biggest that you're gonna get out of this spillway, maybe a little bit bigger. All right, guys, that's all she wrote for today's video. We had a blast out here. We caught a really nice one and then a catfish. So guys, if you like these kind of videos, hit like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to go check out New View Hunting